Hello, St. Louis, and welcome to OnSTL.com.
Today's segment is sponsored by Sterling Transportation and Limousine Service. The prom season's just whizzed by, didn't it? But weddings are coming up. Start booking now.
Look who's with us, Madison Thorne. What's going on?
Oh,
Do you have anything?
I don't know when it was. Maybe a month ago at the pageant, they had the Stevie Ray Vaughan tribute. Or was it longer
This
ago
was,
than that?
it's in November every year, actually.
And Madison was invited to shoot pictures.
Yes, because she's
There.
a photographer
Yeah,
of all the
photographs.
classic rock huge
And
icons.
it's the story of, this is what I love about Madison. She doesn't just take the beautiful photographs that tell a great story. She adds even more to the story, which she does on her blog on honestl.com. And I invited her to come in, Joy, to tell us about Steve Vaccaro and her experience meeting him. And
Well, tell us about that.
Right. So, Steve Vaccaro is a fantastic individual. He's
Really?
a very nice guy, just absolutely wonderful. But he's probably the biggest guy I've ever met. He's
huge.
massive
Really?
individual. Yes, big Italian guy.
Oh.
And it's very intimidating.
Oh,
So,
and you're a tiny little thing with
I
green
am.
sneakers.
I am tiny.
And now this is not the first time by any means that you shot a band performing on stage, but
Right.
something very different happened this time,
So
right?
the Stevie Ray Vaughan tribute event is very much a family. So there's 3 different bands that go on stage, massive amount of people. Everyone knows each other. And the first time I showed up, I didn't know anyone except Steve. This is very intimidating.
Intimidating.
It's a very intimidating situation.
Let's hear it for our
There you go. So when I started photographing the performance that night, I was very nervous and I didn't want to get in anyone's way. I was being very timid with everything.
When you're nervous as a photographer, does that make your camera shake?
That's why you up the speed on it so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
So Steve Vaccaro noticed that I was being timid, and he's the one that asked me to show up. And he kind of cornered me backstage and said, "Madison, I need you to get out there and do it." And I said, "Oh, okay, Steve. I guess I'll go do it." But I didn't. And then he cornered me again backstage in a very dark corner, and he got right over me.
And the lawsuit was just filed last week.
Right. He got right over me, and he just, with the most intense but calm voice, "Madison, go photograph." Okay, sorry, Steve. I'll go do that right
Yes,
now.
yes.
I'll go take care of that. I'm on
And
it.
what he said was, own it. Get up on that stage and own it.
Right. Own it. Make
Now,
it
did
mine.
that change you as a photographer?
Well, anytime I'm nervous about shooting or anything like that, I just picture Steve looming over me. And it's
And that's
like,
scary.
okay, yeah, I can do this now. This is fine. All right.
I find all the shots, and now you shoot both in black and white and color, and you did on this series that we're looking at now as we talk about it. Do you have a preference?
I do. Black and white.
Why?
Of course.
Why? Of course.
Well, I think it adds a certain amount of depth. I mean, you take the color out, but it's
Now, you're working mostly with the light provided by stage lights.
correct.
And this shot here of Nick is just incredible, where you're just seeing black and white, I mean, in very extreme terms.
Right. Stage lighting is incredibly dramatic because you just really have spotlights on most bands. So you already have skewed lighting, so you get stark contrast, really,
Right.
no matter what.
Well, thank you, Madison, for coming in today.
Not a problem. Thank
I'm
you,
so
guys.
proud of you.
Please check out her blog at honestl.com. Bye-bye.